This is a video I'm going to make and post it on YouTube. I made some other ones for some friends of exactly the play-by-play on how this comes apart, but this one I'm going to post. This is off of a 1994 Cadillac Eldorado 32 valve North Star engine. Alternator's cooked. I have found that it is easier to remove something when you know what to look for. There are bolts on this alternator that you cannot see. This one you can see. This is at, I guess that's got to be, well, it's either at the top or the bottom. This one you cannot see, or this one you can see. These two are a non-issue. At the back of the alternator, there are two more bolts that have to come out. This is a 4-bolt alternator. So this is where your wire that goes to the battery is. This one you cannot see at all, no matter how you look at it. This one you can see, but this bolt has its own kind of little story. So you've got those two, you got two on the front, and it will come off. Here's how you do it. First of all, on the front of your engine, first thing you do is take out your battery. When the battery's out, the second thing that you do is you take off a plastic piece, which is, where have I put it? A plastic piece is right here. This plastic piece fits right under here, like this, and it holds in the rad. Take that off, you take the plastic cover off this headlight and the plastic cover off this headlight, then you take off your radiator. So you've got a hose here, and then I undid my my hose right from the engine block here, or you know what I mean, from the water pump there. I undid it that way. There are two transmission lines here that have to come off. Here's one. There are two engine oil cooler lines down there. When you take those off, it's going to dribble. Then when that is done, you take out the rad. There are it's a bit of a dance to get that rad out. First thing, before you take out the rad, what I should have said is you got to take out your two electric fans. Here's one, there's the other. Now, they look the same from the top, but they hook up different. So I guess there's a right side and a left side. Once all that is out, then you start taking off the alternator bolts. Now, for me, I found it easier to do two things. The first is this wishbone, I guess it's just like a vibration dampener for the engine. It bolts on here like this. It bolts on there. I undid those bolts to undo the whole thing, as opposed to undoing these ones, only because I wanted more space and there's jagged edges, tear your arms up, that kind of stuff. You don't have to do it that way. That's how I did it. That's one thing. Next thing is this strut, or rather, yeah, this strut brace, which comes here. I pulled the bolt off. I moved it out of the way. It gives you more space. Once the battery's out, you got to pull off your belt. This is your tensioner here. This is wedged up against there. So you just twist it. That twists down and it comes off. Now, the alternator. Here's the tricky parts. All right. First off, it bolts through here, which is easy. And then there's one at the bottom you can touch, but you can't see it really well. It comes off. Use a wrench. Just take it out little bits at a time. This is a special bolt right here. This one cannot come out. It goes back and it hits the manifold. That's it. Doesn't come out. Doesn't actually have to come out. It just, you have to unthread it the whole way so that it's loose. And then way down here, way under here, let me see if I can get it where you can see it. I can't see the camera anymore, so there is another bolt there. You cannot see that one for anything. That is this back bolt right there. You can't see it. It's got to come out. You can get it with a wrench. You cannot get it with a socket. You just wiggle, 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 and out she comes. Then what you do is you drag the alternator back this way and all the way over here and up and out. That is how you pull an alternator out of a North Star 1994 Cadillac Eldorado engine. It's a big job. Took me about 3 hours to do it, and I actually ended up taking off bolts I didn't need to take off because I couldn't see, and I didn't have a diagram, and I didn't know what was there. So there's a ton of plastic that comes off. Keep your bolts. This many bolts to actually get at the alternator, at least that's what it did for me. It can be done. I'm not a mechanic. I just play with cars sometimes, and it's a big job, but that's how you do it. I hope that's useful to you.